VA math. It may seem like a complex thing to figure out, but I'm going to try to simplify it. Let's get into it.
Whiskey 9 Yankee 7 November Golf, over.
The VA uses a unique method to calculate your combined VA rating. It's not as simple as arithmetic as we're used to, just combining percentages to get to 100%, but they actually use a method that rates your efficiency versus just your percentages. So your efficiency essentially is whatever you are capable of doing. We all start out at 100% efficiency, and as specific conditions vary with their rating are tacked onto our efficiency, they come up with our efficiency score, and then they calculate our VA rating. Don't worry, I know that sounded kind of convoluted, but I'm going to break it down for you very easily right now. Okay, so in this scenario, we're going to have 3 different conditions. We're going to have sleep apnea at 50%, we're going to have sinusitis at 30%, and we're going to have later on, we're going to have unspecified mental health condition at 50%. We might add one more a little bit later, so stay tuned. All right, so how are we going to break down this math? We're going to make it really, really simple. Okay, so the VA always goes with the highest number first, and that will be our sleep apnea. So what they're going to do is they're going to take away that 50% from our 100% efficiency in the beginning, because we're always 100% efficient. If we don't have any conditions, we're capable, whatever. That is going to leave us with 50% efficiency left, meaning we are 50% disabled, we're 50% efficient, which will be a 100%. All right, so now every condition that we're going to have and that their ratings is going to be taken away from the remaining 50%. So this is how that math kind of works. So let's say sinusitis now. We're going to take our sinusitis, which is at 30%. And we're going to take it away from our 50% efficiency. That 50% times 0.3 will give us 15%. Okay, now we're going to add that 15% directly to our already 50% disability. That's going to put us at 65%. So right now, our actual rating is 65%. Luckily for us, and this is the only saving grace to this whole method, is that the VA goes to the nearest 10th. And because we're at 5 or above, so 65 or above, we're going to automatically be brought up to 70%. So our actual rating, at least from the VA's perspective, is 70%. Okay, so now later on down the road, we got our unspecified mental health rating. So we're going to take it away from our remaining efficiency, which is not 30, it's actually 35. So we have our 35 down here, 35 efficiency left. We're going to take that away from our 50%, which will give us 17.5. So 17.5 is what we're going to be able to add to our already 65% rating. So we got a 17.5 plus 65 will give us 82.5. But the VA also goes to the 10th on everything, so it's going to really be 83. But it doesn't really matter because we're not at that 85, it's going to drop us down to 80%. Okay, so right now we have 80%. So this is the essence of VA math. So with all of these things, looking at it, we might think we're at 130%, but really we're only at 80%. Understanding your rating is very, very important. More importantly, the calculation of your VA ratings, because there's going to be a time in your VA disability journey where you're going to ask yourself, is this worth the heartache and heart pain that I'm going through in order to get this 10% or this 20%? Well, I cannot answer that for you, but a good way to understand it is if this is going to get me to 100%, which is the end goal for a lot of vets, then yes, absolutely. But if I'm going to do all of these things just to come up short to say 90%, possibly not. Again, I cannot answer this for you, but there are going to be some vets that are sitting at 100% that are still going to go after a certain condition because that condition can be dangerous to their health and their lives. So it's going to be on them to actually have to go forward and try to get those things claimed in order to have protection for their families later. There are a lot of VA calculators online, but there is one that I use, and I will add that in the description below. It's actually a pretty good calculator. It actually allows you to have the bilateral calculations as well as each individual body part depending on where it is. But at the end of the day, it's pretty easy to use. There's a few on Reddit, there's a few on the web writ large. But like I said, in the link in the description below, I'm going to link the one that I use, and I believe Clay uses quite often to calculate a lot of our disability rating. Well, that is VA math in a nutshell. Sorry it took a little bit longer than I expected, but I really wanted to make sure that you guys walked away with a good understanding of how the VA calculates your combined rating. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so the algorithm can push all of this content to the people who actually need it. That's just like you. As always, this is Jay with the CIVDIV. Stay strong, stay resilient, and I'll see you later.